What's up, everybody? It's Alex from Heavy New York. Third interview today. Right now, Rings of Saturn is doing sound check, but we are here with Austin from Lorna Shore. Thank you so much for your time, man.
What's going on, man?
Yeah, huge shout out to his brother and my good friend Andrew Archie of Godmaker representing tonight.
Represent.
Yeah, any love you'd like to send out to your brother or hate?
Mostly hate, but a little bit of love. I'll give my love to Pete Ross, and John Lane.
Okay.
The real stars.
But not the ginger bastard.
Not the ginger bastard.
But it's great to have you here, man. Flesh Coffin has been out for a year now, and everybody's been loving the record. For you, how's the record cycle been?
We've done the most with this record, so I mean, it definitely did everything I could ever want it to do and more. So, just hoping that we can write something else to bring us past what we did with Flesh Coffin.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, everybody went crazy for you at Summer Slaughter, and they loved you on your headlining tour. And now you're on this tour with Rings of Saturn, kind of like a little bit different from what you've from previous tours you've been on. How's the reception been on stage and everything?
It's actually been better, honestly, than anything we've ever done. Like, pretty much, I don't know what these fans are doing, but they're just having a good time, and almost every show's been sold out. So, we've just been feeding off the crowd, and I think we've been playing some of our best performances this tour.
It's really cool. I mean, when I saw you guys at Summer Slaughter, the crowd was going crazy. What I was always curious about is, you know, New Jersey, New York area, you know, this is like your hometown show for you. You guys launched here. What's your take on the New York City and New Jersey scene nowadays?
I mean, the New Jersey scene's definitely different. It's more hardcore. Back in the day when we came up, it was straight metal. Like, that's why we sound the way we do, because all the bands were, like, brutal as fuck. And
God forbid.
South Jersey, yeah, or like, you know, shout out Aborted Memory, shout out Grimace, you know, shout out all the young South Jersey death metal bands that we kind of wanted to keep up with, being from Central Jersey. And then we just kind of, you know, did our own sound, did our own spin, and then we kind of broke out of the scene, like, right when it kind of stopped, you know, being sort of metal. But New York, I mean, kids, no matter what you're playing, they're just going to come out and hang. And, you know, it seems like they just come to shows because that's what they do here. You know, in Jersey, it's more like, almost seems like a chore for people to get out of their house and sit in traffic and drive 40 minutes to go see their friends, you know.
Oh, really?
So,
I figured it's.
Yeah.
I've always wondered, like, you know, I've seen you like when they play like way upstate and stuff like that. It's got to be a pain in the ass to, like,
yeah. No, I mean, but I like playing the city. The city always comes, and, you know, the kids that are loyal to us, I see them every time, and it's cool that they're still coming to check out the boys, no matter what the tour is. You know, it could be a Rings of Saturn, it could be Summer Slaughter, it could be just us by ourselves. So.
Yeah, I remember that show you did at Kingsland, which I sadly had to miss. Like, I heard it was crazy, and my friends and Dishonest Escape opened for you guys.
Yeah, those dudes are cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that show was a lot of fun. It was definitely a lot of fun.
Now, being that, you know, Flesh Coffin's now over a year, you said you're planning on writing some newer material?
Yeah, we actually go to the studio when we get home.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, we got some stuff coming.
Now, a lot of people have referred to you guys as, like, on the deathcore, death metal spectrum of things. So, do you prefer to, like, experiment when writing new music, or do you kind of like to stick with a formula and kind of leave people knowing what to expect?
I mean, at this point, I feel like just with the people in it, there's, like, a certain, like, underlying formula, but at the same time, we're always definitely trying to do something that isn't being done at the time. Like, not that it's never been done before, but maybe just, like, you know, this certain kind of part, like, fell off and we think it's still sick, so we're like, yo, let's do a crazy old school Black Dahlia, like, chorus or something, you know what I mean? Like, we'll just find, like, kind of, like, cite some weird sources to, like, pick off of and go with those vibes, because some of those songs are super timeless, and most, like, deathcore and, like, metalcore, like, it's almost like it's just like you're just waiting for that, like, breakdown, or, you know what I mean? Like, there's, like, that one moment in the song that you're just waiting to come up. Like, we want it to be more like you enjoy the song the whole way through. So, kind of try to keep it like that. So, in a way, we don't really have a formula, but we know when we come into releases what we're trying to do usually. Like, Flesh Coffin, we knew, like, exactly what we wanted to do. Like, we just wrote it down.
Oh, so you had a preconceived idea, and you just...
Pretty much. Like, it was loose, but, like, it was pretty, like, song by song. Like, this song needs to be this kind of song. This song needs to be this thing. But that's when you're making, like, an album. Like, now we're just doing a couple songs, so it's a little more different. We're definitely more going to experiment with some cooler stuff.
Which is awesome. I mean, what I've liked about you guys is that you have that bridge. Like, I wouldn't necessarily consider you guys, like, straight deathcore, like a Whitechapel or something like that. But you definitely have, like, old school and new school death metal elements in there too, like Black
yeah.
Dahlia, some Cannibal Corpse, and
Yeah.
a bridge between the old and the new. So, do you notice like can maybe I know you're behind the drums the whole time, but can you maybe like I feel like do you think your music could appeal to people of all ages in terms of heavy music?
I hope so. I mean, we're pretty like young and presentable people, you know. We I like to think that we represent, you know, the people that just, you know, we're everyone, you know. Everyone in our band is so different. Like we've all come from such different backgrounds. Like we're definitely an example that like people that should not be together in a band through, you know, many courses and divides. You know, we've come together and become Lorna Shore, and we weren't friends before the band. You know, we just all became familiar with each other and got to know each other through being in the band. So,
well, I'd imagine that helps. And you mentioned you all come through different backgrounds, so that's got to allow different elements to be thrown into Lorna Shore.
oh yeah. I mean, we're all so different. Everyone's different in the band. Like me and Tom, like are somewhat similar, but you know, well, all our birthdays are actually like on this tour.
Really?
Yeah. So it was my birthday the first day. It was Tom's a week after that. It was Adam's birthday yesterday, and it's Connor's birthday in 2 days.
Wow. Please
Oh,
wish
yeah.
them all happy belated and happy up and coming birthday for me.
Always.
Now, you said you're going to have some new music coming up. Is there any other touring that you can announce?
We just confirmed the tour yesterday. I cannot say who.
You'll tell me off the air.
Yeah, off there. I'll tell you off there. We'll spill it. But it's coming to this area, and it's going to be long. It's all summer long. It's not a summer tour, but it's definitely with a band that we've all looked up to for a long time. So
That's awesome.
I'm hoping it's going to be really fucking cool.
Yeah. And one final question I'd like to ask is, being the drummer, I'm always curious because drummers seem to be like the biggest gear nerds I've noticed. But it seems like the main focal point behind drumming is keeping rhythm and keeping the song structure together. But I'm just curious, what are your weapons of choice to be able to do that?
I mean, I play Tama drums right now. Cymbals, I'm mixing up. You know, I used to play Mono for a while. I've been playing Sabians lately. Just trying to figure that out. I don't have any sort of deals with any of those companies yet. But if you're watching, I'm waiting for you.
You won't regret it.
You won't. Come out. Come see some blast beats. But no, I mean, I just rock a Tama 4-piece kit, Star Classic, Birch Babinga, Axis pedals. You know,
It's kind of a breath of fresh air.
all the speed. You know, two crashes, ride, China, hi-hat, one splash. I dumb down for sure a lot with touring and just realizing like what I definitely don't really need every day, especially when I'm the one who has to put all this together and pack it up. So
I don't envy Mike Portnoy's
no,
drum tech.
I don't whatsoever.
Yeah.
We actually met his light guy the other day.
Really?
He was intense.
I'd imagine. So it's a breath of fresh air because every time I've asked drummers on gear before, that was the longest answer.
Oh yeah.
It was like I think like 6 minutes long just to get all the gear out of the way.
Yeah, I know gear but at the same time everything breaks. So I just
Simple.
everything breaks. So I just I have a good drum set right now, which I'm thankful for. I got my pedals that work. I use triggers. I use rolling triggers. And, with those things, put any cymbals on the kit, I should be able to play the set. So I've toured with guys who were 3 times the drummer I was and had the worst drum set and cymbals I've ever seen. But they were so good. You're just like, you didn't even care,
Well, as long as you're keeping the beat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So for some people, it's like a game of like Need for Speed. Like, all right, well, if I buy like these sticks, then I'm going to automatically like be better. If I buy these pedals, like I'll be faster. But I always learned that, like, if you play on the worst equipment for a long time and then you finally are given something good, you're going to be really good because, like, you tried so hard to do what you had to do on something that didn't really work that well, So when it came to double pedal, I would play just, like, back in the day, just crap double pedals, Pacifics, and they would just break. And one day I got a nice pair of pedals. I was like, oh, wow, like, I'm going on these things. Like, this feels nice. So
Yeah.
I just like to stick with what I know. I'm not trying to mess up.
Joey Jordison.
Yeah, I'm not. One day, if I had a drum tech, I would have 20,000 drums. But for now, I got a nice 5.
Yeah.
And we'll make do.
Yeah. Well, I think the theater's definitely gonna like you because you'll be the easiest to set up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Naveen K on the tour. One of my favorite drummers. He's on this tour, but with
Antheos.
Antheos. Yep. He's definitely there are parts of him that I wish I had in myself. But I'm learning from him very much on how to take care of my craft and be more diligent when it comes to just like keeping everything like nice, you know. Like all his drums look so nice, and they're like nice and shiny, and the cymbals look good. I'm like, how do you do this? And he's like, oh, just take care of your stuff a little bit. So
it's like you look at the your drum set. It's like
Yeah,
you versus the guy she told you not to worry about.
Exactly. And I'm like sitting there. I'm like, damn. Like, I don't know. Seeing people like that always inspires me. Always touring with different drummers is always like learning something every tour. So maybe out of this one, I'll take care of my shit a little more.
Excellent. Well, Austin, I want to thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, man, for real.
Yeah, it's great to have you here. Everybody, we got Austin of Lorna Shore. Be sure to pick up their latest record, Flesh Coffin. It is absolutely brutal. You do not want to miss it. Catch them on their tour with Rings of Saturn, Necrogoblicon, Allegiant, and Entheos. This is Alex from Heavy New York. We'll see you next time.
Heavy New York, baby.
Yep. And shout out to Andrew.
Shout out to Godmaker.